Greetings, gamers! Do you know the deadliest facet of any turn-based RPG? Action economy. Action economy is the reason one too many goblins are scarier than the boss monster they serve. It's why a low initiative roll has been a death sentence for many a big bad. There's a reason that getting a single extra action every round, even when it's restricted, is typically a level 20 feat. But what if I told you that at level 2, this build will give you 6 actions per turn? How, you might ask? By exploiting the minion trait, that's how. We're gonna get as many critters as possible out on the field and command them from the back, possibly while being attended to by your less useful party members. Here's the concept. Summoners have tandem actions, effectively giving them 4 actions per turn. Commanding a minion, be it a familiar, animal companion, or summoned monster, lets you trade 1 action for 2. Do this enough times with enough goons, and you double your action economy every turn. Sound fun? Then let me show you how it's made. Starting off, what ability scores should you prioritize? Well, Charisma is your first priority, followed by anything that boosts your defenses, then dump Strength and Intelligence. Who needs smart leaders anyway, right? When you think of celebrated heads of state or especially great communicators, did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh! They were popular! It's all about popular. Fuck, my inner theater kid is showing. Moving on to Ancestry. I went with Gnome for this build to fit the nature-y, fairy-y theme we're going for, but also because they get a feat at level 1 that gives you a familiar to start your critter collection. They also have feats to give you some extra magic, which will be very useful considering summoners have less spell slots than you'll have friends after subjecting them to your hour-long turn planning process. We'll be taking the Fey-touched heritage for similar reasons. Spoiler alert, we'll be taking the Fey Eidolon, which means the Fey-bound background fits the most thematically. It is a rare background, so you'll have to ask your GM first. But if they already gave the go-ahead on this character, I highly doubt anything could phase them anymore. Just in case they do, though, Eidolon Contact and Animal Whisperer are suitable alternatives, but anything that boosts Charisma works. Well, I guess technically most of them do, but you know what I mean. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be making a summoner with the Fey Eidolon. Free evolutions means more class feats for archetypes without having a useless Eidolon. Make them small with the Trickster stat block while you're at it to complete the pixie vibe and improve their spellcasting. Level 2 is where the real fun begins, because you'll be able to take the Beastmaster dedication feat and get your animal companion. I have to suggest you get the Ape here, as it's the only companion with a support ability that doesn't require you to use strike actions to take effect. It's also decently tanky, so it can run up and hold off the bad guys while you and Tinkerbell pepper them with spells from the back. At level 4, evolve your Pokemon. Simple enough, nothing too major here. It's level 6 where things get interesting. To not only increase an already limited resource, but to increase it in a way that specifically improves your build is way too good to pass up on. Next, we're going to make Magilla Gorilla into a savage, making it a little beefier and also unlocking an ability to scare the bejesus out of anybody nearby. It's also our third archetype feat, meaning we're finally able to do some more shenanigans with the weird rat that's been chilling in our pocket this entire time. Because we already have a familiar, taking Familiar Master gives us enhanced familiar for free, doubling the amount of familiar and master abilities we get. Now, there are some players out there who can look at these abilities and come up with some diabolical ideas that make their GM regret the fatal sin of letting them have a pet cat. But that ain't me. I figure continuing the trend of more spells equals good couldn't hurt, at least until level 12 when we can take improved familiar. It's not vital to the build, but getting a fairy dragon fits the theme, and also comes with a decently powerful breath attack once per hour. Throw them out in a pinch and let Skips and Cosmo handle the rest. The final upgrade for our animal companion comes at level 14. Donkey Kong is already geared for punching and scaring people, so Bully seems like the perfect fit. Not much to say about the last few levels. Incredible Familiar to give Spyro something to do after it's already blown its dank vape cloud, Magical Master so your fairy godmother has more firepower, and Legendary Summoner to call your biggest brothers to beat up the mean kids. So with all those feats and features dedicated to giving you and your entourage more magic, we should probably talk about what spells you'll be taking. Protect Companion is one of the best cantrips you can take, since it's one action and helps keep your walking pet shop from turning into a pet cemetery. You honestly get a ton of cantrips with this build, so grab all the damaging cantrips you can for fights where Monkey Fist just won't cut it, then fill the rest with whatever looks interesting. As for your slotted spells, get all the summoning spells you can. Considering you only have up to 5 spells at a time, that should fill up your entire repertoire. Your Eidolon spells are actually more important, since your actions will all be spent calling or commanding the rest of your party. No, not those losers, your real party. One of your Winx Club rejects cantrips should be a single action spell like Guidance, so you can truly maximize your tandem actions, boosting your maximum actions per turn to 7. I know I said earlier that your people party members don't matter, but it'd be better to coordinate with them when deciding the rest of the spells you get for Togekiss and or Baby Dragon. Worst case scenario, make them all heal spells so nobody has to play rock, paper, scissors to decide who has to be the heal bot. And finally, to finish things off, we look at magic items. First and foremost, let's look out for any items that let you summon more buddies just in case you run out of spell slots. Other than that, a wand of the Pampered Pet will give your ape named Ape a place to chill while you're in town so the locals don't get spooked by a giant gorilla strolling into the pub. And that'll about do it for this build. Is it as broken as I hyped it up to be? Could a druid with Order Explorer do pretty much the same thing? Let me know in the comments. A like and a sub wouldn't hurt either. Okay, I never really figured out how to end these, so just look at this cute gator thing till the video ends.